because, what?
Diabetic.
Sometimes diabetic. Right, well, yes, their problem. What do you think their problem usually is? What do you think the first thing is they usually say?
Overweight. Whoa!
Yeah, they say,
You were sure
I
how
want to lose weight.
that one. How am I overweight?
And then what do you think they say to me next?
I don't know.
How do I do it? But actually, that's not quite right. They say to me, give me my meal plan, tell me what to eat, day in, day out, and I'll just do it this time. I said, well, what do you mean this time? What do you think they say?
I've done it before, but I failed.
Exactly. I've already tried it. I tried, you know, just kidding. But yeah. I've tried Weight Watchers, I've tried Whole30, I've tried intermittent fasting, I've tried everything, but this time, just tell me what to eat, and I am gonna do it. I said, well, what's gonna be different about this time? They said, well, you're gonna hold me accountable, I'm just gonna do it. And I said, well, I have good news and bad news. But it's actually the same news. I'm not gonna do that. And they're like, what do you mean you're not gonna do that? How am I gonna ever lose any weight? I said, you know what? I don't actually care about your weight. And they go, what? They're ready to hang up on me because we're on Zoom. And I go, I care about your health. I want you to have the healthiest body you can have. And they say, okay, so that means I have to stop eating all these foods and I have to eat all these foods. I'm like, nope, you don't, actually. And they say, well, what do you mean? Calories in, calories out. That's the equation. Did you guys learn that? No shame if you
He doesn't teach us that.
No shame. But for real, you guys hear that equation before? Just eat fewer calories and exercise more. Like, that's how you're gonna keep your body healthy. No, I love it. Guys, that's really powerful. So it's wrong. If you now ever hear it, you know that is wrong. Even though everybody says it's right. So, now you guys are armed with that. Well, how do you keep your body healthy? Right, sounds like you guys talked about what you eat and how your body takes those nutrients and turns them into energy. Is that fair to say? Right, food goes in. What happens? You eat food. Do you guys know? Did you get some kind of overview of where that food goes and what it does?
Goes into your stomach, and the stomach dissolve it, and that turns, and it goes to your bloodstream and makes it energy.
Yes, pretty good. Where does it go after your stomach though? Anybody know?
Bloodstream.
Well, it doesn't go straight from the stomach to the bloodstream. There's definitely a pretty crucial organ in between. Anybody knows what's attached to the stomach?
Intestines.
Yes, intestines. Small or large?
Oh.
Small.
Oh.
You know, the small comes first. It's okay. All the adults I ask that question, they all get it wrong. They go, large? I go, no. But you're close, because there's only two options. So, small intestine, that is where all that liquefied food from the stomach goes in, and you know what happens there? Well, it does go to the bloodstream, some of it. Obviously, some of it stays there, travels to your large intestine, it goes and becomes stool, right? It becomes waste. But what determines what gets from the small intestine into the bloodstream? How does that work? You guys know? It's just like, goes from the stomach, boom, everything goes into the bloodstream, no matter what. You're like pieces of corn, they like just go into the bloodstream. No. There's a lot of complicated stuff that happens in the small intestine. It's almost like somebody's coming down the production line, they're like, all right, how much do we need of this? You go through, how much do we need of this? Yeah, you go take that one, how much do we need of this? And everything they say, no, we got enough of that, goes, bye-bye, don't stick around. And we have tons of transporters and all these mechanisms to say, what does the body need and where should it go? And those transporters are influenced by so many things. Our bodies are super complicated. Should I tell you what I learned from my education? The number one thing I learned from all of my years of school and all of my organic chemistries and biochemistries and biologies, I learned that we don't understand our bodies. Literally, we don't understand them. You know what? I'm sitting in cell biology, okay? This was at Montgomery College. You guys heard of that? Community college. I also went to University of Maryland Medical Center, College Park and Medical Center is where I work. We're sitting, we're looking up at the board, lots of cells, really, really big, teeny tiny little parts of cells, and the teacher goes, oh, and this? We don't know what that does yet. And, well, that's cool. So you're telling me we know how to deal with our bodies, and yet you're telling me we don't understand them yet? Huh, that's fascinating. And yeah, we haven't figured that one out yet. Actually, like I know somebody in a lab who's actually working on that part, seeing what it does. And every single year, we make major medical breakthroughs. Meaning, we don't yet have those breakthroughs, we don't understand them. So, teaches nutrition, biology, including myself, it would be pretty crazy to say that we know exactly what to do to give our bodies and to treat our bodies while we are also at the same time not understanding them. So, you know what I tell my clients? You know how I help them to be healthy? I help them to learn how to listen to the real source of information. What's the real source? Their own bodies. Yes, their own bodies. Because you know what? Those transporters are not just in there quiet. They are connected to so many things that are sending you messages 24/7. For example, who here is regulating their own temperature right now? Anybody? Everybody. I really hope, because otherwise you'd be in the ICU and I'd be seeing you there, right? You're regulating your own temperature. What about your heart rate? Everybody's heart pumping?
No.
Continuously?
Your heart pumping,
Nobody
dog?
stop.
It
Anybody
stopped.
breathing?
No.
Are anybody's
You
kidneys
good?
filtering your blood and making some new urine?
You good? over
Yes.
there?
Everybody's. Your brains are thinking, thank goodness. So all these things are happening in your body and we trust them to happen just fine. We don't even think about it, right? When was the last time you thought, oh gosh, when I drink some alcohol, just kidding. Nobody here drinks alcohol, that would be.
That's it.
What do you think about your liver? Are you thinking, uh-oh, is my liver gonna do the right thing and it's gonna like filter all this out? No, you expect it to do it. You trust your body to do every single one of those things from the day you were born, before you were born, while you were developing, right? In utero. You expect and trust that your body's gonna do those things. But what do we not trust the body with? Eating. We go, that one, can't figure out, I cannot eat this piece of pizza. This piece of pizza has too much fat, too many calories, and you know what? My body will not be able to handle that and stay healthy. And you know what? That's crazy! We trust it to breathe and to pump our heart and to like work our brains, but not to make food into energy. Which, by the way, is the only reason we're still alive. So it's been doing a pretty good job,
Yeah.
day in, day out. So,
Are you alive?
you know what I tell my clients? I'm going to tell you exactly what I tell them. The reason that you have never been able to stick to a diet or just eat the way that everyone tells you to eat is because you are having other people tell you what to do instead of your own body. Which leaves them in a bit of a complex situation. So they're like, all right, so what is my body saying? I go, that's a bit rough because I can't tell you. You're going to actually have to learn to listen to it. But I want to tell you guys exactly what I tell them in our first session. Every single person's first session is basically the same because everybody grows up in the same environment that we have here. Right? We hear a lot about food. A lot. Our whole life from like the minute we're old enough to understand before actually we're being told about food. We're being told do not listen to what your body is telling you, listen to it. So number one thing I tell my clients is please from this moment on, eat whatever you want, whenever you want, however much you want. And you know what they do? They laugh. They go, you're crazy. Who did I show up to? Why do you have 5-star ratings? What are you doing on this platform? And I say, no, I'm really serious. It's time for you to eat what you want. When you want, however much you want. Because you know where those messages are going to come from? Right here in this amazing creation that we get to live in, right? That has kept us healthy all the way until now. And you know why you're not doing that? Because you got 3 other people in your brain. And they're like, what? What are you talking about? Who else is there? And I don't mean they all have some kind of disorder, multiple personalities. They have 3 other voices in their brain, and I'm gonna bet a majority of you guys will find these sounding familiar. Number 1. The food police. The food police. What's the food police sound like? And please, there's no shame if you guys hear this voice. If you don't, please never let it into your brain. But if you do, feel free to raise your hand. Feel free to just take it. Food police is a voice that most people have in their brain, or by the time they're pretty young, that goes, you shouldn't be eating that. Why did you eat that? Why did you eat that again? Why do you always do that? Why can't you just have more self-control? And more. Makes you feel guilty when you ate something that you shouldn't have eaten. Anybody experience that? Anybody hear that voice?
No, I just eat that.
Yeah. I like to say about 5% of the population get to stay intuitive, meaning really hearing their body and nobody else until they reach adulthood. But other people, they hear that voice. Right? The one that, if you raised your hand, right? There's really no shame, because basically everybody hears that voice, 95% of people. And you didn't raise your hand and you hear it, great, still no. That food police, guess what? I wasn't reading your mind. Everybody has it. And you know what that means? It's not you. It's not anybody. Our culture should produce that voice. And it produces another too. Number 2, food rules. It's kind of more like rules than a voice, but we all the same category. What are food rules? What rules come to mind that you guys have about food? You probably learned some in the past 2 weeks, so I apologize for blowing any of them, throwing anybody under the bus. But food rules. Has anybody heard, finish your plate? You gotta finish everything on there. Yeah? You guys heard that? Yeah. Major food rule, right? Basically everybody has that. I even have people come to me and they say, yeah, I'm part of the Clean Plate Club. Yeah, mostly older people. That's how I learned about it. Has anybody been told, it's too late at night to eat? You can snack after dinner. Have you heard, sugar is bad? Carbs are bad. Fat is bad. Proteins never seem to be bad, but that's where we are in culture right now. Have you guys heard other things that sound like that? Maybe vegetables are good. Lots of goods and bads. Anybody have more that come to mind? Maybe pumpkin pies for Thanksgiving. But I can't eat pumpkin pie today, even if it's not leftovers. Sweet potatoes are better. Yes, exactly. Sweet potatoes are better than white potatoes. Anybody heard olive oil is better than soybean oil?
What?
Yeah, lots of stuff. We have a million food rules. And you know what food rules are like? Food rules are like the walls of this classroom. I'm like walking here in the middle because I see the walls, and so I'm not walking right next to one because I know I want to be in the middle of the classroom. And nobody told me to do that. The walls are just there, and I just naturally said, all right, this is the middle, so I'm going to be here. But food rules, while they look like walls that just like lead us through life, like, yep, you just got to follow the path, just like stay in your lane, actually they don't exist. They're totally made up. They're invisible. They're literally invisible walls. When you finally smash into one, you go, oh wait, I don't want to finish the rest of this chicken that's on my plate. Oh, I don't have to. Like that, I can throw it in the garbage. Major food rule, we don't waste food. Anybody heard that? We don't waste food, do not throw it in the garbage. Right? These don't really exist. But if you can kind of hear it, the food rules are telling you, well, this is when you eat, and this is what you eat, and this is how much you eat. And what did I say? I said the first central tenet of listening to your body is you decide what to eat and when to eat and how much to eat. Not these random food rules. They're like, how are this random conglomerate of food rules supposed to tell you how to run your body? That's crazy, right? Not snacking late at night. If you're hungry, should you not be eating? Hunger comes from somewhere real. Your body's saying, hey, hormone production, I am needing hunger. I'm needing energy. I am putting out nutrient needs. Please give them to me. Then we go, but the clock says it's 9 p.m., so I can't. Your body's like, please, 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 energy, energy, energy. The clock says no. Which one makes more sense to listen to? Your body, of course. Who cares what time it is? That's not what determines anything. So, those are two voices. We got the food police, really mean, really harsh. It's like, why are you doing that? You should be doing this, blah, blah, blah. Food rules, just like stay in your lane. You know what's right, you know what's wrong. This is reality. And you know what? We have one other place. This one sounds nothing like this. This one's on the other side of your brain, I like to say. This one we call the Last Supper. Well, I'm going to talk you through the usual spiel I give about the Last Supper. You guys tell me if this sounds familiar. The Last Supper goes, it's 9 o'clock, right? It's too late. You shouldn't be eating. And he goes, hey, there's those Oreos. Remember there's that pack of Oreos? You got those Oreos. Remember those Oreos? And the food police goes, don't even think about it. Food rules go, it is 9 p.m. It is too late to be eating. The Last Supper goes, the Oreos, you must get them now. If you don't get them now, you're not going to be able to have them. And suddenly, before you know it, you're running to get the Oreos. You're just like standing over the package. You're just like, no, I'm getting all the Oreos because I shouldn't really be doing this. So I'm just going to do this now. I'm not going to do this again tomorrow. Tomorrow, new day, clean slate, back on the bandwagon. I'm not going to be eating cookies late at night again tomorrow. Woo!
Why?
Definitely not. And then when you're done and you're feeling like, oh, the food police goes, I told you you shouldn't be doing that. Why did you do that again? Why do you always do that? And that's basically life. Show of hands if you feel comfortable. Yes. And you know why? Because you cannot have the food police and not have the Last Supper. They are attached. They come together 100% of the time. And you know what all these three voices are doing? They're distracting you. They're just coming at you like the big bully, which I hope nobody here is a bully, so don't self-identify if you are.
Yeah, Justin.
They're coming out to distract you from what your body is saying, because you know what your body's never saying? Why did you do that? Why did you do that again? Do this, do this, do this. Your body's just like, hey, I feel some energy. Hey, I like that thing. I'm kind of in the mood for that. Your body's just really nice, really gentle, and it's always leading you in the right direction. It's not doing anything crazy. It's these other voices that are in there, right? That I'm not reading your mind. I'm reading everybody's mind, because this isn't nobody's real mind. This is not the real you. So when I tell people, I want you to eat what you want, when you want, however much you want, that's fine. That we need to rediscover the real you. The one that feels that hormone production, feels what hunger feels like, feels what fullness feels like, feels what preferences feel like. Right? Who has a preference here? If I hold up a banana and an orange, which one do you guys want? Banana.
Orange, I can't eat.
You guys said different answers. Which one's right? Which is right? Banana or orange? Both, right? Which one's right? Well, both is right and wrong. Why is it right? It's right if you like both. But if you don't like oranges, they're not good, right? I'm gonna pick a food that almost universally nobody likes. No, I shouldn't say that. Some people do. But sardines. Anybody like sardines? I actually do. So it was a late discovery, right? It's a little fish. Oh, floating with scales, right? And you know what? I say sardines are so healthy, you guys. Sardines are full of omega-3s. They're great, super lean protein, and people go, ew, that's bad. Wait, but are they bad? I just said they're healthy. So are they bad or are they good?
They're whatever you think they're.
So your preference, right? Your preferences, where do those come from? Why did somebody say orange and somebody say banana? Where do your preferences even come from? Why do you guys not just like what's healthy?
I like banana.
Right? But why? Where does that come from? Why are they comfortable with one versus the other? This is the number one answer that doesn't come from the food police. This actually comes from you. Why do some of you like bananas better than oranges? I don't know. It's literally my profession to tell you how to keep yourself healthy, and guess what? I don't know why you like bananas better than oranges. But to you, bananas are good, and to you, oranges are good, and vice versa. So the goods and bads that we have of our preferences, those are real goods and bads, versus the food police and food rules that just go, well, this is good and this is bad, because you know what? Health, except really they're saying weight. They're not saying health. Well, you know, if you want to fit with the accepted view of society right now, so you want to be this size, you better do what I say. You know what? They're really just distracting from your actual health. Because as we see it in the US, our obsession with diets get up to here. Guess what? Diabetes, heart disease, cancer, stroke. Going up, 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 up. If we're like so healthy and we're so diet obsessed, why are we not actually healthy? We're doing it wrong. Right? We're doing it super wrong because we're listening to the food police and the food rules, which bring on the Last Supper, and so we're caught in that continuum of do not do it, do it, do it, do it, do not do it, do it, do it, do it. And nobody can live like that. It's miserable. So that's the first thing that can help everybody get rid of those voices so that they never hear them again. So that's super quiet and they're just like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat something. And they go like, no, no, I don't want anything. And that's it. And that's the whole thing. Now, how do they learn to hear their bodies? Right, because for a lot of people, and this might surprise you, for a lot of people, usually not your age, usually older, I say, all right, so what does it feel like for you to feel hungry? And they go, I don't know. I haven't been hungry. in
Pain.
years." I'm hoping that you guys know a little bit about what hunger feels like. In fact, in a minute, I want you guys to really fill out a little bit of our hunger and fullness scale, which is not the physical scale, which guess what? The concept of the bathroom scale, does anybody else think that's crazy? Because I think that's pretty crazy. When people hear that, they're like, aren't you a nutritionist? Shouldn't we be weighing ourselves every day? And I go, no! Get that out of your house! Who made up the concept that you need to get up in the morning and you need to look at what your body's mass is on a scale?
No one does.
Thank God. Good. If you do, now you don't have to say. But if you know anybody that does that, right? It's your mom, your dad, your grandma. Right? A lot of adults do this and it's pretty crazy. So please, after this, never entertain that thought. That's not what's important to your health. It tells you nothing. Right? You're not measuring your blood pressure every day and like taking your blood tests and like making sure everything's good in there, which would tell you a lot more. It's pretty crazy to be judging everything on simply what your body says it believes. So, number one message, food police, the food rules, the Last Supper, not real, don't exist, they're making everything terrible, so we want to get them out of our heads. So, now when you guys hear them, go ahead and give them the America's Got Talent Big Red Buzzer. That's what I tell all my clients. Get off the stage, bad act. Because that's exactly what
I
they
thought
are.
that deserved the golden buzzer.
If you get the golden buzzer, then that's great. Golden buzzer is your body being like, nice, beautiful, act, kind, wonderful, everybody likes it. So, big red buzzer on everybody else, and just do the opposite of what they say, because usually that's exactly what you want to do. You're like, ooh, a cookie. Do not have that cookie. Whoa, whoa, food police. I think I'm gonna actually have that cookie, but not Last Supper, like gobble it down. Why do you want that cookie? Because you actually want to taste it, enjoy it, and eat it, and you know what your body's gonna do? Take what it needs and let go of what it doesn't. Because that's who determines glucose metabolism. You are living in two different states with your body, and each one of them produces completely different metabolism. One state, distrust. I listen to all these guys, I don't listen to you, and your body goes, things are not certain out there. Sometimes I need food and you don't give it to me, and that means like we're in starving state, and you know what that means? Store extra energy. Keep it around for later. Do not let things go. Versus, hey body, it's just me and you here. You tell me what you need. We're in touch with each other. Great relationship. And your body goes, you know what I don't need? Lots of extra baggage. No need for that. Because we're just a lean, mean body machine over here. Two different states, two totally different uses of energy. And you know what? It's not the food that determines that. It is you and your relationship with your own body. Who else is in there or not in there? So, that body, this hunger and fullness scale. I want to actually show you guys this and have you help me fill it in. Okay? Are we good on time? Amazing. So how do I write on this board? I just use it.
It's only Mr.
Hey, I was leaving something for her.
And
You left
You
everything.
know what?
for her.
Nobody in society should be blamed because everybody's growing up in the same environment. And you know what? I did not know about intuitive eating until I was in college. Finally got to learn about it. Not in my classes. I was taking a million nutrition classes. You know what they didn't teach me? This. None of it.
Wow.
You know who taught me it? The campus dietitian. I got to work for her. It was awesome. She taught me about intuitive eating. And that just goes to show you guys the medical world, not everybody's the same. You gotta find a good doctor. You gotta find a good dietitian. They're not all the same, so please shop around as needed.
Can you recommend me a good one? I can't find that.
Okay, guys, we're gonna draw out a scale here. Oh my gosh, this is very fast. We did not just draw this scale. Okay, we're gonna put a number 1 over here. And we're gonna put a number 10 over here. I'm gonna try to draw it evenly in between. We're gonna draw in all these numbers in here. 1 to 10. And each of these are gonna be something that you can feel in your body, and it's not even gonna be the depth of the nuances that you can feel. But we're gonna start all the way over here at our most extreme hunger. And we're talking physical feelings here. We're not talking like shoulds and shouldn'ts and goods and bads. We're talking about what you can feel. Right? Like if I say, does anybody need to go to the bathroom? Everybody check in with your bladder. Some people are gonna be like, not at all. Other people might be like, just a little, like I kinda need to go, but I could wait. Other people will be like, please end this class so I can get to the bathroom. Right? 1 to 10 scale of your bladder, we can fill that in. Right? We know those feelings. What about your temperature? Right? Some people walk outside and they go, it's pretty nice down here, just need a light sweater. Other people need a heavy sweater. Other people are putting on like their massive winter coat. Right? You just have these intuitive messages from your body about what you feel. So when it comes to hunger, what does it feel like to be starving? And that's what we're gonna call number 1. What does it feel like to be starving? Can anybody describe it? You wrote that?
Me?
Yeah. What does it feel like to be starving? You just ran a marathon. You are like
Yeah, on the floor.
Oh, you do have a red hat.
nauseous feeling, some pain. Pain
Yeah,
where? Is it
you
like
have a
in your
Senate.
foot?
And like your
Marathon?
stomach. Like stomach.
Pain in your
I have it
stomach?
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your stomach.
You might get dizzy. Yeah. You might feel like, weak. Maybe you feel hangry. Great word. Hangry. You're like, get me food right now. Get out of my way. I need food. A headache. Yes. Headache. What about anything over here? What does your mouth feel when you're really starving? Dry. Thirsty. Yeah. And you know what? Probably a lot more. Because who, when they're starving, takes the time to go, all right, buddy, what are you telling me? Let me hear everything. Not many people, because your biologic drive to get food is very strong, and you're feeling all these things, and yet you guys are recognizing it, which is awesome. So we're gonna put this here. We're gonna put starving, and excuse my handwriting, especially on this school board. Hopefully you guys can read it. Number 2. What do you guys think number 2 is gonna be? We're just gonna go really slightly away from number 1. We're gonna call number 2 very hungry. What does it feel like to be very hungry but not starving?
Maybe your stomach like grumbles. I know my stomach.
Yeah, maybe you skip lunch and your stomach's grumbling.
I just
Yeah.
feel a void in my chest.
A void, yes, emptiness, right? Like lack of stuff, right? Maybe you feel like a little extra stomach acid, like a little something in your throat. Maybe you're starting to feel like a lack of energy, but you're not like falling over yet. Yeah, good.
Big
So this is gonna be very, I'm gonna put a big H, that's how I abbreviate hungry, so that's the word I'm always writing. Number 3, what do you think number 3 might be, you guys? Well, really hungry and very hungry, I'm gonna put it the same thing. But number 3 is gonna be a little bit less than that.
Dehydrated.
Dehydrated could come actually at any point of this scale.
Dang.
Because we could have a thirst scale too. But I usually call 3
Just hungry.
hungry. Just hungry, beautiful. Yes, just hungry. What does just hungry feel like? Right, like very hungry, you're like, I need food now. I'm not gonna like go cook my dinner and then eat it. Like that's way too long, I need to eat now. What does hungry feel like? Ready to eat? Yeah. Ready to eat, like maybe some stomach grumbling, but you're not like at all desperate. Right, some stomach grumbling, maybe you're like starting to feel like thirsty, maybe you just have that feeling like I need to get something in, but let's say somebody's making dinner, I don't know, or you're making dinner, and you're like, oh, it's got 10 more minutes in the oven? All right, I can wait. Or you get to the restaurant, you order your food, it's gonna come in 10 minutes, you're gonna be okay. And then we're 3, right? So you're just hungry. I'm gonna make number 4. I'm gonna make all the numbers so I can fill them in, make sure I have space. But what do you guys think number 4 is? Because we're not yet at the middle of the scale, so we're still on the hunger side. What do you guys think is between hungry and what we're gonna call here neutral?
You could have like a snack.
Snack! Snacky, lightly hungry, a little bit hungry. I'll tell you my favorite word now, peckish. Have you guys heard that word? Peckish. I did not come up with it myself. A lot of older people use this word, it's a great word. Peckish, like I just need like a little something, just like a little something. Or maybe you're thinking this now. You're like, how much longer is this class? Because like, I'm getting a little hungry. Right, like, all right, what, we got 45 minutes? Okay, I can wait till snack time. Right, I can wait till lunch. You ever had that thought? Like, all right, I'm in the middle of something, but okay, I can wait 45 minutes. Right, that's our lightly hungry, or we're gonna say snacky.
Is it full?
No. But, good guess. But number 5, what did I say that was? Is anyone listening?
Okay.
Neutral,
Yeah.
yes, neutral, exactly. Ooh, gosh. What does neutral feel like? Tell me while I'm writing these numbers.
Feels like I'm not hungry, but I wait time.
Not hungry, but could eat. I've heard that before. Yes,
That's me all the time.
and that is good to touch base with. Now, neutral, really this one's the hardest to put your finger on because it's like you're not feeling. Or you're like not feeling hungry, you're not feeling full, you're just really not feeling much of anything. Maybe you're really engaged with this amazing class all the time where you're thinking like, food's not on my brain. I don't want nothing, I'm good. That's neutral, right? But you could eat. If somebody came up to you and said, oh, I just made this beautiful fresh pizza, would you like some? You go, oh yeah, I can have a slice of that. So that's neutral. Number 6, now we're gonna get, oh gosh, this video is so long. You guys will get it. 6. What do you think 6 is gonna be? Now,
Peckish.
so the opposite of peckish, right? Because now we're gonna get to our fullness side. All of this is gonna be about fullness, guys. Just like all of this is about hunger.
Dang.
So
I'm starting to get full.
starting to get full. Yes, this is like almost like a on the way feeling. Like your stomach was like empty or you were hungry, and you know that feeling like you put in the first 2 bites and you go, oh, okay, got some physical bulk in there. Yeah, took the edge off, right? But I got more space. Like I'm not done, right? So I kind of like to call this taking the edge off. Now number 7, you guys. That is an interesting one. What do you guys think number 7 might be? First we're kind of like on the way, you're taking the edge off.
I'm gonna finish this.
That, not quite. Why is that? Because that sounds a lot more like somebody externally, like I want to finish this specific quantity, right? Rather than what you might be feeling. Anyone have a guess at the number 7?
What are you looking
What
at
was that?
for?
I didn't say.
No? Oh, now I gotta guess. Anybody? Satisfied. Number 7 is satisfied. What does satisfied mean? Physically, what can you explain to me about when you feel satisfied? Lovely. Happy with the amount that you ate, but not from an external, like, you did a good job, you only ate 1 piece of kale for your lunch. Please don't do that. But I have had clients tell me, oh, please help me just eat kale. Right? So, feeling good with the amount that you ate. Feeling like, oh yeah, that was good, I had enough. But you're not completely full. There's almost like a little space around the perimeter of your stomach. Like there's a little more space in there, but you just kind of feel like, I'm good. I don't think I need any more. I'm happy with what I have. Does anyone know that feeling? Can you guys think about feeling that? So, satisfied. All right, so that's satisfied. Now, what do you guys think number 8 is going to be?
Well, I'm now.
What did you say?
Nothing.
Nah, he said fat.
That's not going to be on our scale.
I'm sorry, I was joking.
It's all good. But number 8 is going to be full.
I'm
Full,
not.
just like a plain full. Some people like to call it comfortably full. I just like to call it full. What does full mean?
You're not hungry at all, you just ate.
Not hungry, you just ate. But you can usually feel a decent amount. If you think about your stomach, you can usually feel that there's no more space. And you're kind of like, oh yeah, there's like, not quite like pressure yet, but you can kind of feel, because you have messengers, you have receptors, nerve endings all around your stomach, and it sends this pretty strong message to the brain saying, no more space. But you're not uncomfortable, you're just full. Anyone know that feeling?
Yeah.
Just like, I'm full, got no more space. Lovely. Number 9, you guys. Overfull, beautiful, my favorite word. Overfull, uncomfortable. Right, you're like, ooh, went a little bit more than what my stomach can handle. And what does your stomach do? It's a muscle. It stretches, it works. Right, inherently, when you do like a bunch of push-ups, squats, like your muscles are burning a little bit, we're like, woohoo, I'm working out, so that pain is pleasure, but like you're feeling pain. Right, same thing from your stomach. So, you're overfull, you're uncomfortable. You guys know that feeling. I know everybody knows that feeling, right? Does anybody here not know that feeling? What it's like to be a little bit overfull? Uncomfortable? No, I think so. Number 10. What does number 10, what do we think that's going to be? What? That's it. I like it. I haven't heard that one before. I've heard exploding. I've heard a lot. I've heard after Thanksgiving. Number 2 thing that I hear. Yes, after Thanksgiving dinner full. That's what people tell me.
I haven't stopped.
And they say I'm stuffed. Stuffed like the turkey. That's what they say. Was anyone stuffed after Thanksgiving dinner?
Yeah.
Yeah. What does that feel like? What does it feel like to be stuffed? You know? Sleepy. Yes. Fatigued. Like I have to lie down. Oh my God. Got to loosen my belt. I have to like just. I can't even deal with this feeling. Right? So. Stuffed. Okay. Good. That's all I have to write. Stuffed. So, here, do you see any food rules? Any food police? Any Last Supper? Well, you might a little bit. Because usually getting totally stuffed, you know who makes you do that? Usually the Last Supper. Because you know what? Being totally stuffed, is it comfortable? Anybody like that feeling of being like, oh my God, I tore a food coma, must lie down? Anybody like it?
No.
No?
I don't like
Nobody,
it.
you're sure?
I mean,
Has anybody been there?
yeah. I've been.
But nobody likes it. So you don't like it, but you've been there.
I like it.
I mean, it's alright.
I feel it right
Right?
now.
Why are we there if we're like, this is painful? You know what human beings do not like? Pain. Who here likes pain? When you go time to get a flu shot, you're like, woohoo, needle in my arm, it's the best. Please don't tell me. She likes needles. So pick a different kind of pain.
But they're not bad.
Right, no, it's not so
Well,
bad. Do you have a question?
No, I like. I have to word my spin. I like being determined. Yeah, I like to lay down. My mother always go up to me and be like, "You good?" I'm like, "I'm about to fall asleep for 19 hours. You gotta wake me up soon."
Well, you know what?
I'm very stuck right now.
Well, if you like it, that is a message from you to you, right? We don't usually like to be the extremes of the scale because they're pain, and nobody likes pain. I shouldn't say nobody likes pain, that's not fair. We like that working out feeling of pain. But human beings naturally, we don't want to make ourselves be in pain, right? If I say, everybody go slam your fingers to the door right now, everybody go do it, right? Everyone's gonna be like, you're crazy. But let's say I have a check here for $1 million. I will be handing this to the first person who slams their finger in the door. Who's gonna do it? Yeah, right? Why are you gonna do it 1 minute ago? You said, no way, that sounds horrible. Because I am compelling you. I am compelling you to do it. And the Last Supper compels you to be in pain. Right? And the Last Supper comes from the food police. So we got food police, the food rules, and the Last Supper, basically hijacking your brain and your body relationship and not letting you focus only on this. So, that is exactly the start of what I teach everybody. And I teach them how to only hear this and how to get rid of everybody else. And you know what they all feel like? Huh. I didn't know food could be this easy. I thought you were crazy when you said eat whatever you want, whenever I want, however much I want, but that's all I do now. I just like eat whatever I want, and I feel great, and I'm the healthiest I've ever been. And yes, then we go on to talk about other nutrition topics. We get back to what you talked about in your class, right? Glucose, and should we pair together glucose and proteins to make them get into your system a little bit slower and use it more efficiently and reduce blood sugar spikes and keep your A1C good so you don't get diabetes? Yes. But you know what? We can't do that until they have a neutral playing field. So, questions?
Any questions?
Any questions?
Sure.
Anyone surprised by maybe what you heard from a nutritionist today, saying, eat whatever you want?
Yeah, it did surprise me actually.
Yeah, it surprises everyone. Do you have a question?
No.
Surprised you. Well, I obviously have a lot more to say. You guys can probably tell I talk a lot. But I'm going to stop there because you've heard the crucial messages that I want everyone to hear. Intuitive eating means listening here, listening internally. You guys can use the scale. In fact, you could Google hunger and fullness scale and get like 1,000 graphics of this. You can make one yourself. It's not that tough. And you guys can check in with this. You could strengthen your own relationship with your body. And when you do this, you know what changes? Your glucose metabolism, your fat metabolism, your protein metabolism, because your body says, all right, it's just you and me. You're listening to me and I'm listening to you. I'll tell you stuff, you tell me stuff, and let's just work great. And then, 1 calorie in does not equal a different calorie and does not equal a different calorie. It is up to your body, and your relationship determines what happens. So, I'm going to stop there because I know you guys have a lot to do. But if you have questions, concerns, things you want to get off your chest, share them. I'd love to answer any questions. Or if you want to just say, woohoo!
Yay!
We have to eat whatever we want. Nobody ever tells us that. Not from the day we were born. But now a registered dietitian has told us we can do that, and that is the truth. I've given you permission from now until forever to eat whatever you want, however much you want. But please do not let the you be the food police or the Last Supper.
I'm gonna eat 5
Let it be the
turkeys.
you, the real you, right here.
You know?
Okay, guys, if you have no questions, then good luck on your big project. If anyone wants to, oh, you have a
I'm
question?
gonna eat 5 turkeys when I get back home.
You just
You
lied.
know what? I'm going to tell you something all my clients say. So you're saying if I want a dozen donuts, I could eat that right now? And I said, you know what? That's the Last Supper talking. You know why? Because if you sit down to a dozen donuts, how do you know how many you want until you start eating? You don't. You got to listen.
Yes.
Once you start eating 1 turkey, eat until you say, I actually don't want any more turkey. And that's the right amount to eat. In fact, I'll give you one exercise that I love all my clients to do. It's called the blindfold test. I say, put in front of you the entire bag of whatever, chips, popcorn, who cares, the whole turkey, the whole pizza. Put on a blindfold, and now eat, taste, enjoy. What are you eating for? You're eating because you like the taste of the food. That's why you wanted an apple and not an orange, or a banana, not an orange, right? Eat until you see that enjoyment turns off, because it's usually pretty clear. And you can usually hear clearly whoever's yelling at you. Stop yelling at me! I'm going to eat until I don't want anymore. And usually that is a very surprising exercise. So, pretty cool. I have a lot more, but I'm not going to say anymore because I think I've said enough. So, if you have any other questions, otherwise, if anyone wants to learn more about intuitive eating, there is a great book. You can give it to whoever needs it in your family as a Christmas present. I highly recommend doing that. So, thank you guys for having me. Good luck.
What's the name of the book?
What's the name of the book? Intuitive Eating. Yes, the book Intuitive Eating. Yes, good. Honestly, that's my bad. So, you guys can look it up. It's written by 2 dietitians. They're on the cover. So, good luck, everybody.
Thank you.